now let's get into the game. We have talked about how political media and the mainstream media is focused too much on the political game and doesn't focus on the big issues. We're going to talk about the game for a little bit. We're going to start off with some funny news about Ron DeSantis. Okay. And then
we can't go an episode without it.
No. We can't go an episode without making fun of Meatball Ron pudding fingers Ronald. We can't. It just can't happen. So
you have to add another word every time.
I wish I thought of a new one every time.
Yeah.
I recently bought a mug that I'm not going to show on the show, but it's really funny. It has a picture of Ron DeSantis stuttering a little bit, and then it just has an expletive on top. And it's just my favorite thing that I own. Okay, so how is Ron DeSantis' campaign doing? Bad.
Poorly.
But so bad.
Extremely poorly.
It's hilarious. Ramaswamy's catching up on him. Nikki Haley's catching up on him. And his second place lead is now in the margin of error. Pretty much consistently.
Yeah.
On the national level and in the statewide levels. But one state that I think is really interesting is Nevada. So DeSantis is doing this really weird political strategy that no other campaign in American history has ever tried, actually. He has a super-PAC called Never Back Down, who is completely in his corner, totally on his side, that is able to raise ungodly amounts of money from all different sources, that is running canvassing strategies for him. Super PACs have never organized canvassing events like this, really. No. The entire ground game of Ron DeSantis' campaign is run through a super PAC.
Interesting.
And what's interesting is super PACs aren't allowed to coordinate with campaigns. So how are they communicating?
Very weird.
Very, very weird.
A little shady.
But the super PAC has recently pulled out the entire ground game out of Nevada. They have officially stopped all door knocking in the state of Nevada.
Wow.
That is an early state. That's one of the first 4. And they've already conceded it to Trump. Not even contesting. They have pulled all of their door knocking out. Door knocking is the best way to make connections. As someone who has door knocked more than anybody else in probably all of Brookline except for Tommy Vitolo, if you're into Brookline politics, you know what that means. This is insane to me. This is DeSantis' only shot. Trump is the known entity and the lover boy of the Republican Party, and everyone loves him. You need to get your message out there and talk to people face to face over a cup of coffee and explain how I understand you like Trump, but he is not good for the country, and I don't think he'll beat Biden, and I will. By him not doing these door knockings anymore, that's not going to happen. And it shows his super PAC is losing faith in him. God, do I wish Never Back Down switches to Nikki Haley or something. God, that would be so funny.
Yeah, they really kind of cornered themselves with the name here.
I know. Never back down as they back down from challenging Trump in Nevada, right? Yeah. So this is what we were talking about, how it's a little shady about the super PAC running these things, right? The Nevada Republican Party attorney informed the Nevada Republican Party leader, their last name is McDonald, that the party cannot work with political action committees, PACs, that are 501c4 organizations to avoid potential dark money issues. This is exactly what's happening with Never Back Down and DeSantis. There is a lot of intermingling going on here. None that you can prove, and none that I'm going to suggest definitely exists, so I shouldn't have said that. But there is a very weird dynamic of a PAC doing canvassing operations.
Yeah.
Because how is DeSantis strategizing if they don't know who Never Back Down is door knocking? Right?
Yeah.
How do you...
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make... Because you don't want to double knock. So how are they trying to do that? Unless DeSantis isn't... unless DeSantis literally does zero door knocking. Which I can't imagine that. I can't imagine the campaign literally doing zero.
No. Well, I think this article specifically said that they still are doing door knocking in the other early states.
Yes, they're still doing it in Iowa, South Carolina, and New Hampshire. Thank God.
So they clearly do some door knocking. And I would assume this is only an article because they were door knocking in Nevada before, and now they aren't.
So it just shows that Nevada's done for DeSantis. He's given up.
Yeah.
Right? He's given up and he's putting his resources elsewhere.
It's also interesting. I wonder why Nevada is such a specifically Trump specific haven.
I know.
I guess. I wonder if part of it is farmers. Even though there are a ton of farmers in Iowa, but I have heard about organizations of far-right extremist groups like protecting farmland that the government has come after in Western states.
Okay, that makes sense.
Maybe that's part of it, but that is pure speculation, and it's kind of a reach.
Right.
So I don't really know.
I think I don't understand it. Like, DeSantis has really big Hispanic support in Florida, right? He won Miami-Dade County in the 2022 governor election, which is a BFG. That's a big fucking deal.
Crazy. BFG.
BFG.
Big friendly giant. BFG.
Now, I don't think that Hispanic support is going to stretch to every different Hispanic community across the country. Because Trump actually did very well with Hispanic voters in 2020, specifically Hispanic voters in Nevada. And I don't think they're ready to give up on that as the Republican that they like. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Probably not. I don't think so.
And if they have him as an option, they're not going to give him away.